with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Welcome back to our daily show. It's right around 10:10 on this 19th day of July. TJ Callahan is assuming the role of Mayor Pro Tempore for the village of South Roxana. TJ joins us on the line now. Sir, how are we doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. How about you? Hope all is well.
You know, I like the fact that I had to start over 3 times. I'm feeling the lead in now. I was right behind. And, TJ, really appreciate your time. I'm sure your phone is lighting up with people sending you some well wishes and, asking how that first chapter is going to be. But right off the bat, man, how did this assumption into the role of Mayor Pro Tempore come about?
Yeah, so it's been very gratifying for all the love and support from the board members to the police department to the public works. I mean, just everybody in town and in neighboring towns. I mean, Hartford and Roxana and even some people from Edwardsville. I've just been so blessed, and a bunch from Wood River just congratulating me. So it means a whole lot.
And now with that, Mayor Overton stepping down, announcing her resignation due to health-related concerns. Was your name floated beforehand? Was this something that was talked about before, or was this something that was just developing rather quickly?
Yeah, first and foremost, we want to keep Barbara in our prayers, and as well as her family.
Yes.
That's definitely. And we have been. I was actually going to run. I told you on our last time we had our radio interview with the band that I was going to run. And so I'm just thankful that the board is giving me the opportunity sooner. I have a lot to work on. I have a lot to learn, but there is nothing that I don't feel I can't accomplish. God is always on my side, and I have Bob. Bob Coles is, this is my right-hand man, and as well as all my board members. I've got a great team. I'm just going to structure a little bit of a better vision, more of a positive atmosphere, and to make this thing work.
And right on top of that, TJ, that's a great segue. I was going to ask, it seems like that you do have the board has a great working relationship with each other. Does that make it easier to assume this role?
100%. 100%. I am very blessed to be able to work with some of the most awesome people in the village, and they all have the same vision. It's not about politics. It's about how to make our community better, and that's what we focus on. Everybody, Margaret, Tara, Dwight, Anna, and Greg. It's so awesome to have that, and Bob Coles being the backbone of everything, right? And just driving it to be more successful. And that's one of the things I want to tell, everybody. Even if anybody's listening, just be better than you were yesterday.
Right.
And you can make anything, you can accomplish anything. And that's what we're going to do. We got some big things coming. We have the recreation building coming up. Anna's working really hard on doing some big time things coming with the community events and the rec events. Dwight is always focused on public works, and Anna, Tara, and Margaret both with finances and grants. So we've got a really, really, really good team.
Without a doubt. And we've talked before, TJ, about how much harder South Roxana has to work compared to cities and villages that have a higher population due to the funding that's received, and what you are already able to accomplish. And we're seeing that the ground's going to break on this senior center in the summer of 2024. And there's so many other things with events coming down the pipeline, activities, a vibrant hub that's going to be established to serve residents and gather and thrive. And on top of that, how excited are you for the village? This seems like a turning point for South Roxana.
It is. We got some younger generations wanting to be engaged, and that's the biggest thing, we've had a lot of people put the foundation and groundwork into this, and Bob has been a big backbone of that, as well as all the other board members. That's from Barb to Buzzy Childers to Ron Baggett to but Bob and all of leadership has just been so much involved in setting the groundwork. And as with anything, as times change, there's ways to get better, and I'm hoping to be able to pull that vision in a different direction and make that happen.
Without a doubt. And just speaking of Mr. Coles, I wanted to ask you about his his advice to you and his guidance. I'm sure that you've will be relying on his advice. I'm sure, and probably have worked with him in the past on so much. We've talked about that before. But having someone like Bob Coles for South Roxana, how crucial is that?
110%. I mean, the guy is just so devoted to the town. I mean, that's what's so awesome. Yeah, he's our police chief, but we just had all those major storms. He's out there with his sons at 11:30 at night moving trees.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I mean? If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does.
Without a doubt. And TJ, on top of that, what I think is really something to highlight too is, your engagement, not only just in South Roxana, but throughout the Riverbend, because I feel like sometimes, as city officials, once you get sworn in, we focus on our silos, but it's all about, making sure that we're going and connecting and networking with other communities. I think that's something you've done, very well at even before your time in public office. And is that something you're going to look to continue to do?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're always looking to be better, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to reach out to, mayors and see their visions and how to get help and look at some other smaller communities just like us. That's one thing I'll bring up with Anna. If you look, she did a fantastic job with our 4th of July. I mean,
yep.
Got all the fireworks down there at the Dad's Club, and that's where we've got such a great board now to be able to drive that vision, and that's all I've done is put the best people in those best spots to make the most outstanding benefits for our town and to get better. She's actually working on something on a back to school thing, so there's more to come on that. So it is just fantastic. And then and even with like Greg and his wife, just to be able to give back in the community, and that's our vision.
And two questions to that. A follow-up to that would be, in your opinion, how crucial is it to have, someone like Trustee, Adams and others volunteering their time and contributing to the growth of South Roxana? Is that going to be crucial for your plan in the coming months and years?
100%. You can't do it without them. Mm-hmm. I mean, Margaret and Tara and Dwight have been on this board for a while, have been totally engaged. And I love that they're constantly saying, hey, let's do this. Let's try to do better, and Margaret, God bless her. I mean, she gives God the glory just like I do. And it's just so awesome. And I mean, Dwight has supported me since I was a young buck, I mean, I love that guy like the second little father figure, so it's just fantastic to have that. And then, Bob taught me so much from even the time when, I was on the auxiliary in Roxana, and he was just a police officer, and just to be able to have that growth and opportunity and all the knowledge with one another is just going to be so successful. And
now, if you could, TJ, take us through, how this term's going to look. Are you going to be filling the remaining time on former Mayor Overton's initial term?
You broke up just a little bit. I just caught the end.
Are you going to be filling the remainder of former Mayor Overton's term?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to do that. And then if everything goes as planned, I'm going to run for one more term.
Wow. And honestly, I really mean this, and I'd never throw my opinion out there, but it couldn't have been a nicer and better person than yourself, TJ. I really do. I think that you are so passionate, and not only passionate, but your ability to want to work with others and really collaborate on things is going to lead to growth. And I really see that coming.
Yeah, and I appreciate that so much. And I think that's part of one of the visions that the board sees. I mean, I'm over a huge corporation now. So, yeah. And it's all about team building, and it's all about putting people in the right positions for where they strive. And that's one of my main focuses. And with Bob's help and guidance, especially, with Public Works, we got some big projects coming on. And it is just, I'm so blessed to have such a wonderful team.
Well, and that actually, TJ, segued me to my last of two questions, and it really is what you just said to a T. In your opinion, because like you said, you're over a large corporation, what makes a successful, in this, we say leader, but in this case, mayor, leader of the village, what makes you successful? Is it the folks like Anna and Greg and Greg's wife and and Bob that are contributing and making this good team that you're just, not delegating, but overseeing? Is that kind of how I'm interpreting it? Am I interpreting the correct way?
Yeah, 100%. Even Adam with Tara. I mean, she's over all of the grants. We were able to get her into some grant schools. That's how I'm going to be able to develop. It's not about me. It's about making sure that we're putting people in place to help build them, to make them grow. You know what I mean? Then we look back and they say, oh, yeah, well, TJ did an awesome job as mayor. No, we all did.
Yeah.
We all did. It's all because of what you guys done that allows us to be where we're at today. Absolutely. And that's where I'm so thankful for the entire team. And that's big kudos to Bob Colts.
Without a doubt. And TJ, before I let you go, I just wanted to ask you one more thing. It's a topical one. Is there any message to the folks at South Roxana or the surrounding communities over the next couple of months that you would like them to know a little bit more of what, your thoughts are and, just any message that you have for them?
Yeah, I'm just so very blessed and thankful for all the love and support that you guys have trusted into me, and I'm going to do my darndest to make sure that I can do like anything, make things better than they were yesterday. And if we can just accomplish one small task at a time, Rome wasn't built in a day. It may take 3 or 4 years, but if we just keep progressing towards the direction we need to go, we will all at the end win.
Absolutely. And TJ, nothing but the best of luck as you, conclude former Mayor Overton's term, and the best of luck as all these developing events and different projects like the recreation, committees working on and the senior center. Nothing but the best. And seriously, keep up the great work down there in South Roxana with yourself and the entire team.
Yeah, and thank you so much. And like I said, we want to keep our prayers to the Overton family, and we want to wish Barb the best, and I'm all about that. And then speaking of that too, the rec center, anybody that's in our town, we're going to try to pull something together to make it a really cool name. So we're going to be reaching out to the community for that as well. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Absolutely. TJ Callahan is now the Mayor Pro Tempore for the Village of South Roxana. TJ, thank you so much for your time, and we'll be talking again soon.
Yep. Thanks, CJ. You so much, buddy.
No problem. Thank you. We'll take a quick break. Our daily show rolls right around the corner on this Wednesday in downtown Alton.